Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another reading for the Saturday Mourning Reads. And today we will be looking at a King of the Hill Godzilla crossover called Bobby's New Pet by Shadowgate.
The same person who did the famous Halloween in Texas.
Alright.
Yeah.
Takes place during returning Japanese for Goji Rules. Bobby's New Pet by Shadowgate. Ellipses. The Hill family decided to stay another day in Japan. Bobby would get to see his girlfriend. As his grandpa told him... anyone being the grandpa? Okay. It's a real Kikimori.
No. Oh, you actually wanted me to say that?
Oh, is that
Come
your
on,
line?
Dad, stop being senile and just read the damn line.
Okay.
It's a real kick in the rear end. There, you happy, you no good son of mine?
Yes.
Fuck you, Dad. Nobody cares anymore. God dang it. Don't be like your old man, Bobby. He's a piece of shit.
Yeah, don't be like your old man, Bobby. Hank's a piece of shit.
Come back.
Shut up, Dad, and take the cyanide.
I'm having conflicting sides.
To have come back 50 years later to see your loved one. Bobby was now prouder of his grandfather than he'd ever been. Bobby said,
Grandpa, I owe you everything for having them stop the car.
Margaret said,
Oh, this trip has been delightful, and a red column will be so wonderful.
all of a sudden, a loud thumping is heard. The Emperor yells out, "Oh no!" Hank asked,
Dad, are you sure you didn't spit in the Emperor's face while I wasn't looking?
Grandpa, why would you do that?
the
He
Colonel,
deserved it.
the Colonel yelled,
Of course I did, you no good, stupid son of a bitch.
Do you have anything else to say besides my no good son?
Yeah, I like you. I like Bobby. Where's my
Yeah.
wife? Come here, Delilah.
Japanese citizens were shaking with fear, but American tourists didn't know what to think. Bobby looked up and said,
It's him. It's really him.
Margaret was ready
It
to
really is him.
Oh,
Margaret was ready to faint. Hank said,
Bobby, let's run for our lives so I can eventually have you fight Freddy Krueger to grow up.
Bobby said,
No way, Dad. I want to stick around for this.
Hank said,
Are you fucking retarded? Do you want to get killed? You're so goddamn lucky that I saved you from Michael Myers.
Yes, I am, Dad.
Well, alright then.
Godzilla moved inward toward everyone. Margaret screamed and jumped into Hank's arms.
I got you. Oh fuck, I accidentally dropped you. Shit.
The Emperor
Serves the bitch right.
Dad, why would you do that?
Your mother's a whore.
because I'm useless.
Damn right she is, Hank. I never agreed to you marrying that two-bitch shallop.
The Emperor said he first came in 1954 and
You
considered
should have
it...
been like your brother. He married an upstanding woman in society.
Shut up! And is considered a legend. Hank said,
I consider him the last thing I see in Japan after I nuke it all.
Are you a pussy, son?
I said I'm gonna nuke it with you in it, you stupid son of a bitch.
But Dad, nuking ain't good.
Shut up, Bobby. Nobody
Shut
cares
up,
what you
Bobby.
have to say.
Bobby, there are times in every man's life where you have to drop the A-bomb on a bunch of Japs.
Godzilla
Normally,
went
I
on.
don't agree with your grandfather's violence, but with him, I have to agree this time. I'll tell you what.
Godzilla let off a big scream. To be continued to chapter 2. Bobby's New Pet, chapter 2, by Shadowgate. Ellipses. The Emperor said, "We greatly feared Godzilla, But we realize now that he stands before us. He's not going to cause destruction. He would have done so by now if he actually wanted to.
It seems like the Emperor had a bit of a stroke. Someone might want to do a coup on him.
Go on, at first you gotta spit on him.
The Emperor went on
Dad,
to...
I think he needs an exorcist.
The Emperor went on to say, today opens a new era. An era of happiness and peace between two powerful nations. Margaret yelled.
This is a great new era for my writing column.
Hank said,
Shut your wife up!
Damn it, honey, you already told us you're right about it. Now the Emperor's talking about a new era of peace. So why don't you shut the fuck up and let the man do all the talking?
Is that any way to treat your wife, Hank? Goddamn!
Shut up, Dad, you stupid asshole. You don't know what you're talking about.
I know how to treat a real woman and your mother!
It's a shame you have to date someone that's around my age just to get laid, or that you could only get someone with money. You're a sad sack of shit, you know that?
Grandpa, are you as good as Garfield?
I'm better than Garfield! I taught Garfield everything I know back when I had my knees!
Dad, I saw you struggling to open wet tissue paper.
That wet tissue paper was German! Those sons of bitches make everything hard to open!
Margaret looks up and
Remind me
says,
never to let you come over to his house again.
Okay, Dad.
Margaret looks up and says,
Hank, look, Godzilla is picking up Bobby.
Bobby
Why is Mom a robot?
Who replaced my wife with a sex bot?
Dad, are you a robosexual?
I might be, son. I might be.
I didn't raise my son to fuck no robots!
Well, your brother surely fucks him. Or, I mean, your other son does.
My son is a pinnacle of society!
Shut
Dad,
up,
am I part robot?
No.
Yes!
You were adopted.
Ow.
I'm your real father, Bobby!
Bobby yelled from up high.
This is an era where I see a new beast in my life.
Bobby went on to say,
It is also a great era, or specifically shorter era, which is that of my girlfriend and I spending the past week together.
What
Question
a
mark.
beautiful speech, Bobby! That's my grandson up there, everybody! Ain't he great?
Shut up and let's get home so I can mow my lawn.
people clapped for Bobby. Bobby went on to say,
I would love to bring Godzilla home with me as a pet, and
Hank-
not my girlfriend.
Hank said,
No way could we have Godzilla standing in our neighborhood.
Let the boy do what he
Why won't
wants,
you let me drive
son.
Hank?
Hank mentioned,
Our neighbors would go nuts. Remember when people were still going ape shit over us about killing Michael Myers? We wouldn't get any goddamn peace and quiet for 3 weeks. People kept trying to give me charcoal. Ugh.
a loud gong
We
was
still
heard.
have Michael Myers' head on a stake.
A loud gong is heard. Bobby yelled,
Peaceful as a kid, he shall be my new pet.
Oh, God.
Ain't he adorable?
Hank groaned, but everyone else thought Bobby as being cute. To be continued. Chapter 3. Bobby's New Pet. Chapter 3 by Shadowgate. Ellipses. Bobby called out,
Dad, we should take him home. He'd be great for barbecues because he could cook the food in a second. He can breathe fire.
I don't think that's a good idea anyway.
That's a great idea. Shut up.
Godzilla exhaled and a big ball of fire lit up the sky and fell into the ocean. Hank said,
Well, he'd also cook us in a second as well, and the same goes for Toho for finding out that we've been harboring Godzilla. Do you really want to be sued the shit out of us
I
from
think
Toho?
barbecued Hank Hill sounds like a great meal.
I would suggest you being barbecued, but you'd be burnt to a crisp. Oh wait, you're already that.
I am handsome and young for my age.
You look like a scrotum, Dad.
A scrotum that the girls just love.
I hear they run away in terror just like Godzilla.
Bobby said,
I could take him to school and I'd be so popular. I'd be so popular because the school would get destroyed.
Hank asked,
How are we gonna get him on a plane? Did you think of that, you dumbass?
Bobby answered,
We'll use American Airlines. I hear they're great. Good point, and I didn't think first class would even satisfy him.
all the grown-ups laugh. Margaret said,
Oh Bobby, I'm sure you'll never forget being held by a giant but oh so friendly beast.
You discover that Godzilla does exist.
News van.
Holy shit, Hank, your wife came back to life.
Dad,
Bobby,
Dad,
Dad, do you want to help me kill Margaret?
Dad, is
It's
Mom a
about time
Terminator?
you asked, son. It's about time you asked. We're gonna have a real father-son killing bond.
It'll be a family bonding time. We'll throw all away our grievances for an hour just to kill my bitch of an ex-wife.
It'll be like a purge.
News vans came out. Hank said,
Bobby has made history. This will be World News Networks and a fine day for propane.
We'll sell a fuck ton of propane, right, Dad?
We sure will, Bobby. We sure will.
I'm honestly surprised Hank didn't object because Godzilla didn't run on propane.
Hank Hill should have fought
Hey,
Godzilla.
Hank,
Yes.
charcoal's better than propane.
Shut the fuck up, you stupid bitch.
Well, another
Dad,
one of your
Mom's a Terminator, did you forget?
please take him away from us, please.
Hank, you gotta get a new wife again.
Oh, so who's gonna be my wingman this time?
Don't
I'll
worry,
be your
son.
wingman, Dad.
I've got your back.
Sorry, Dad, but I don't feel like going back to the retirement home looking for ladies.
Why?
Those are for you, not for me.
We can share
Ow.
your mother.
I'll
Just
be your
kill me.
wingman, Dad.
You're too young. You still think them video games are cool.
Dang it.
So, Kaijux, what did you think?
Oh yeah, the end. Okay. Very short, very... I didn't feel like it had the same oomph as the Halloween one, but it was still... it's just kind of there for me. Like you,
Yeah, the one was
y'all's
better.
improv is probably, once again, probably the best thing about it. But otherwise, though, it was just kind of like a... I don't know, this one just did not stick with me like the Halloween one. So...
I will agree. Halloween in Texas was way better.
Yeah.
It was
Bless you.
funnier.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Right, it's like it got started with something, but it didn't go anywhere with it. So that was kind of its biggest fault there, is that it started...
Halloween in Texas was much better.
Yeah,
Thanks,
agreed.
Nagoda.
That's right, Terminator.
That's right, NagodaBot.exe version 1.0.
I will say Halloween in Texas at least told a fulfilling story.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
This sounded like it was trying to get started on telling a multi-arc story, given that there are actually chapters to it, but just didn't go anywhere with it, so...
Joe, what did you think?
I thought it was funny, but not as funny as Halloween in Texas. I think that might be the general consensus. that it's not as good as Halloween in Texas, but still funny. I still like how dumb this is.
Yeah.
Like it's stupid, but it's hilarious.
Mm.
But Halloween in Texas is a little more competent.
Yeah.
Yep.
Harley, what did you think?
It's obviously inferior to Halloween in Texas. Think about this, Halloween in Texas, it was funnier because it was more like everyone was more out of character, and that honestly just made it really funny with Hank being like, "Oh, motherfucker, ball." Where compared to this, it's just like then this happened. The end. I'm going home now.
Yeah, I think Harley has a point. It was way funnier. Hank and Bobby were way out of character. Like, Hank was cursing. And again, even though it was a skeleton, it told a far more interesting story.
Who the fuck is Margaret?
I think it's supposed to be Peggy.
Yeah.
Is Margaret Peggy's like actual name?
I don't know.
Time to go to the King of the Hill Wikipedia.
Search it up for us. We need the information.
Yes.
Yep, Margaret J. Peggy Hill.
Well, damn.
We need to refresh on our King of the Hill lore.
King of the Wikis.
But yeah, I will say, yeah, this one was it was still funny, but not as good as Halloween, Texas.
Mm. Nagoda, did you have anything else to say, or all right? No, he said what he said.
It's gonna be fun to make this banner.
Yeah, no arguing there. But hey, we don't know any better. Let's see what the reviews have to say.
Especially since there's only 2 people.
Yeah, mostly 2 people. Yeah.
It is only 2 people.
Oh yeah, it is totally only 2 people. Huh. Colezilla says for Chapter 1, I envy Bobby. Seeing the great King of the Monsters is something I have always dreamed of. Some kids growing up had professional wrestling. Me, I had kaiju, giant monster, movies. I must say, Hank is smart for trying to get everyone to run.
No shit.
Thank you, Colezilla.
Stanley the Great says, Margaret sure was as scared of Godzilla as her other family members.
Stanley the Great also says, Bobby sure loves Godzilla.
Oh, is it my turn?
Yeah.
Colezilla also says, Bobby is so lucky.
Stanley the Great. If Bobby can finally understood that Godzilla can't come because of his size when Hank asked him why they're going to get him on the plane.
And
No fucking shit.
Right. And the last one here is Colezilla saying, all hail to the King of the Monsters. May he serve Bobby's new best friend.
I thought it was going to be his pet.
Well, he's a
Bobby
servant
is
now,
like-
I guess.
Bobby is like Ichiro, but good.
With that said, this has been Bobby's new pet. And we will see you guys next week for another episode of the Saturday Mourning Reads. I am only mourning because this was too short.
I know how to treat a real woman as your mother!